Never underestimate how fast your money can disappear. You might think you're doing everything right, but there are hidden money traps everywhere, keeping you stuck in the same financial spot or worse, pulling you backward. Today, I'm here to help you fix 5 big financial traps that are quietly draining your bank account and keeping you from building wealth. Most of us know the basics. Save more than you spend, invest in the future, avoid unnecessary debt. But here's the truth. There are sneaky traps that go way beyond that. These mistakes aren't obvious because they're disguised as normal spending habits or even smart financial decisions. And that's exactly why they're so dangerous. It doesn't matter if you're just starting out in your career or already bringing in a steady income, these traps don't discriminate. They keep you stuck in a cycle, preventing you from getting ahead. You might even feel like you're treading water financially, never really making progress. And that's what we're here to fix today. Let's dive into the first money trap that's silently keeping you poor. Number 1 is lifestyle inflation. Here's the scenario. You get a raise, or maybe you land a better paying job, and suddenly it feels like you can afford more. That nicer apartment, better car, or more frequent nights out. You deserve it, right? Wrong. Lifestyle inflation is the number 1 enemy of wealth building. It's when your expenses rise as your income rises. Instead of saving or investing that extra money, you upgrade your lifestyle. Sure, you might feel like you're living better, but here's the catch. You're not building wealth. You're just trading money for things that won't increase in value. Here's an example. Let's say you get a $10,000 raise. Instead of keeping your expenses the same and investing that extra cash, you decide to upgrade your apartment, lease a more expensive car, and start dining out more. That raise is gone before you even notice, and you're back to square one. Except now, you've locked yourself into a more expensive lifestyle. How to avoid it? Every time you get a raise or a bonus, resist the urge to upgrade your lifestyle. Keep your expenses steady and invest that extra money into things that will grow over time. Stocks, real estate, even a side hustle. That's how you build long-term wealth. Trap number 2 is not having an emergency fund. This is a big one that most people overlook. Life happens. Emergencies happen. Whether it's your car breaking down, medical bills, or losing your job, unexpected expenses can derail your finances faster than anything else. Without an emergency fund, you're forced to rely on credit cards or loans, which can lead to massive debt. And here's the kicker. Debt is the biggest wealth killer out there. Once you're in debt, it's like digging yourself out of a hole with a spoon. It's slow, painful, and exhausting. The solution? Build an emergency fund with 3 to 6 months of living expenses. It might seem like a lot, but it's the safety net that will keep you from falling into debt every time life throws a curveball at you. Start small, set aside whatever you can each month, and make it a priority. Having that fund in place will give you peace of mind and protect your long-term financial health. The third trap is relying too much on credit. Credit cards can feel like free money. You swipe, you spend, and you worry about it later. But relying too much on credit is a dangerous game, and here's why. Interest rates. Most people don't realize how quickly interest can add up. If you're only making the minimum payments on your credit cards, you're essentially throwing money down the drain. Let's break it down. If you have a balance of $5,000 on a credit card with a 20% interest rate and only pay the minimum, you'll be paying off that debt for years. And you'll end up paying much more than the original $5,000. Here's the cold, hard truth. Credit card companies make money off of your financial mistakes. Their goal is to keep you in debt for as long as possible. What's the fix? Don't use credit cards unless you can pay off the balance in full every month. If you already have credit card debt, prioritize paying it down as fast as possible, starting with the card that has the highest interest rate. The 4th pothole is ignoring investing. A lot of people think investing is something you do once you're rich, but that's the wrong mindset. In fact, investing is how you become rich. If you're not putting your money to work through investments, you're leaving potential wealth on the table. Here's a simple fact. money sitting in a savings account isn't growing. With interest rates as low as they are, you're actually losing money to inflation. Over time, inflation eats away at the value of your savings. Investing, on the other hand, allows your money to grow. Whether it's the stock market, real estate, or even investing in yourself through education or a business, you need to have your money working for you. If you're new to investing, don't worry. You don't need to be a Wall Street expert to get started. Apps like Robinhood or Acorns make it easy to invest with small amounts of money. The key is consistency. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. The fifth and final trap is not budgeting or tracking your spending. This is one of the biggest mistakes people make. Not knowing where your money is going is a recipe for financial disaster. You might think you're spending reasonably, but without a budget or a way to track your expenses, it's incredibly easy to overspend without realizing it. Here's a common scenario. You get to the end of the month and wonder why your bank account is lower than you expected. You start looking back at your spending, and suddenly, all those small purchases add up. Starbucks here, takeout there, and before you know it, hundreds of dollars are gone. Budgeting might sound boring, but it's the foundation of financial success. When you track your spending, you can see exactly where your money is going and make adjustments. Whether you use a simple spreadsheet or a budgeting app, the important thing is to be aware of your spending habits. Climax, the big takeaway. So, there you have it. 5 hidden money traps that are quietly draining your wealth. Lifestyle inflation, lack of an emergency fund, over-reliance on credit, ignoring investing, and failing to track your spending. These aren't mistakes you can afford